I have a really great question here from Lena that says, can the Akashic Records be used to solve missing without a trace cases? Yes and no, meaning that it's best when doing this kind of work to use a number of skills, and the Akashic Records can be part of it, and I will go on to explain why. So the most basic way to explain the Akashic Records is to think of it as a huge master library of everybody's soul, not only people, but anything with an energetic vibration. So you can open the books of each soul and ask said people questions or their souls questions. So you can do this with people that are alive, people that have passed. You can connect with people that have passed in your own records. It's not ethical really to open the records of someone else. Well, it's not ethical at all to open the Akashic Records of someone else unless they give you permission. But if they are in a coma or passed, you don't want to open their Akashic Records because you don't really have their permission. So there's that part. So because of that, you can open your own Akashic Records and ask to be shown different clues about the case. But you also want to use your own psychic gifts that are separate from the Akashic Records. Each person has their own gifts. The work that I do, I'm able to tell you what your gifts are or to tune into your guides so that they can tell me what your, and everyone has a lot of different gifts, but some people have very specific ones. Like some people can do telepathy. Some people can, it's more about they use their third eye to project and see. Some people it's more about like, oh, I'm hearing this or that. Some people just know it in their gut. So there's a lot of different ways you can get information. And it's really interesting that you asked this, Lena, because I actually took a psychic investigations course years ago. It was a weekend course, and it was all about opening cold cases or looking at cold cases. And it was like groups of psychics, including myself, sitting around and tapping into these cases and seeing what clues came up around it. So when I did that, I did it mostly from my psychic knowing, and I didn't really use the Akashic Records. But if that is your thing, for example, I use only Akashic Records now, not only, but that's like my main thing. I use it for everything. So I couldn't separate it and be like, I'm not going to use my Akashic Record. It just happens naturally, right? Side note, a lot of law enforcement agencies, including the FBI, use psychics and mediums to help them solve cases, but they don't really talk about it. I think it should be talked about more because there is such a stigma around psychics, and we really can help if a person has been missing for a long time to get clear. Now, it's not going to be 100% because, it's what we're seeing, and we could see certain clues that mean something to someone else. So you want to kind of walk softly when you're doing this kind of work, especially with family members involved, that you are doing so very ethically and very compassionately, working with the families of the people who are trying to figure out what happened to their loved ones. So that's the kind of shortest answer I can come up with to this amazing question. Thank you, Lena.